Welcome to Queensland Nurse. Today we are going through graduate nurse resume mistakes. Now I've got an example of a nursing resume here and we're just going to go through a couple of them and just pull out some of the mistakes that sometimes make their way onto graduate nurse resumes. So let's jump straight in. As you can see, this person has chosen to put a selfie of themselves on the resume. I would advise against this, particularly from a recruiter's standpoint. They don't want to come across that they have discriminated against someone because of their gender, maybe their age, or their race. So they stay away from resumes that have a selfie of the person on it. The next thing you'll see on this particular resume is that this person has chosen to rate their skills or their clinical skills. Again, I would advise against this. If the recruitment team want to see what your clinical skills are, they'll just ask you for your clinical assessment tool that your clinical facilitator would have filled out while you were at university. So they don't need you to rate your own skills. The clinical facilitator has already done that. Now, as you can see, this person has also put all of their contact information right down the bottom of the resume. I'd advise against this. What you want to do is put it right at the top, right up here if you can, so that it's easy to see when they are trying to contact you. So the next resume we're going to have a look at is this one. Now, this one is pretty good. They've got all their contact details at the top. The thing that I would steer clear of is any of these fancy fonts. You want to stay away from fancy fonts, especially the more cursive fonts. I would just stick with Times New Roman, Open Sans, any of those really basic fonts, you know, the types that you would do an essay with. So as you can see here, we have another example of a resume. I would advise against these bright fonts, and also I would advise against using nursing icons like this. You only have a resume that should not be longer than 2 pages. So the real estate on these resume pages is precious, and you don't want to be wasting it putting in nursing icons that could be used to share information with the interview panel. The next example that I've got here, as you can see, they've chosen to use some pretty crazy colors. They've got all these bright pinks, some of these yellow, which can make it a little bit hard to read, especially as you get to some of these parts here. They've gone through, and when it comes to languages, I wouldn't rate your skills like this. See how they've also done in the English that they're a little bit not as skilled in English as Portuguese and Spanish. If you were going to put in languages, something like Portuguese and writing fluent next to it, Spanish, fluent, and when you get to English, you could write basic conversation or something along those lines, then putting in a diagram like that. The other thing that this person has put in is their personal beliefs. When it comes to a resume, I would highly recommend staying away from all of your personal beliefs, your religion. You can see they've got veganism here and animal rights. Stay away from all of these sort of causes and personal beliefs and just keep it really professional. So the next resume example, we can see that this person has chosen to put in a Hotmail. It's quite unprofessional. hottie_jenk@yahoo.com. I've seen Hot Girl Summer. You want to stay away from all of those sort of email addresses that are unprofessional. Just usually your first and last name, that's all you need as an email address. They've also, actually this whole section, you would want to get rid of the date of birth, your age, your nationality, your, what have they got, marital status, your place of birth. All of those things you can cut out of your resume. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope this advice on graduate nurse resume mistakes has been helpful to you. If you're having any issues with writing a resume, I've got a couple templates and an interview ebook available in my Etsy store. I'll post the link in the description below.